post-millennial. DC goes a full week without a homicide after Trump crime crackdown. Now, I don't know when the last time they went a whole week without a homicide, but I think that that's good.
The bar is low.
It says March.
For the first time in months, Washington, D.C. has gone 7 consecutive days without a homicide following President Donald Trump's federal takeover of the city's police force and deployment of the National Guard. The rare streak, confirmed Wednesday, comes during the summer season when homicide levels are typically at their highest. The last time the capital reported 0 killings for a full week was in March. Other crimes have also dropped sharply, according to the figures cited by the local police union. Robbery declined by 46% in the week after the federal control began. Carjackings fell 83%, and overall violent crime was down 22%. The crime freeze began the day after a fatal shooting in Logan Circle, which occurred just hours after Trump announced the move. At the time, Representative Eric Swalwell said on social media that Trump owns this. Critics have since noted that the statement could apply to the decline as well. Of course it could. Law enforcement saturation in high crime areas has drawn comparisons to tactics used in New York City in the 1990s under then Mayor Rudy Giuliani, when murders fell by more than half in his first term. Observers pointed out that the deployment of the National Guard outside D.C.'s Union Station, long a hotspot for homelessness and drug activity, as an example of the new approach. I think that this is something that is just overall positive. I don't think there's a downside. You know, I don't think that there's anybody that can say, oh, here's the bad thing. I want the Democrats to keep complaining about it because it just reinforces the fact that they're totally unserious and actually have no policies to talk about other than Trump bad. But that's the same thing that they've been talking about for ages. There's only so many times that the American people can hear he's a threat to our democracy and actually think that it means something. They've definitely lost the swing voters. Trump's approval rating last I saw again was like 52 or something like that, which is sky high for Donald Trump and conservatives, especially in such a polarized time.
Yeah, I mean, this is just an example of you can just do things, right? I mean, it's very obvious they've taken a page out of El Salvador here. I mean, El Salvador, it was just like a total disaster zone. And Bukele's just like, oh, you can just like end this. Like crime is optional. In 2025,
yes. It is a policy choice. Yes.
It is optional. The left loves crime because they love filth and they hate their fathers and they hate America. They hate themselves. Yeah. They hate beauty. And what is more beautiful than like Union Station, right? Union Station is a very beautiful place, very dignified to take a train into Union Station until you see homeless people pooping everywhere. I mean, it looks like India. It's a total disaster. So it's like, no, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Have a clean, nice train station. The left hates this. The left hates all of this. So yeah, you can just do things.
Violent criminals only understand the language of violence. And people, especially on the left, but more generally, have misgivings about criminality and what makes criminals criminals. They need to understand that violent criminals are ontologically criminals.
Yeah.
And they will be criminals for the rest of their lives. That's who they are. That's what they are. They cannot be rehabilitated. They cannot be social worked into being functional human beings in society. That's just what they are. They are ontologically criminal, and they will never change. So they have to be dealt with fear and with violence because it's the only thing they understand. It's the only thing they respond to.
We had Zeke Arkham in here a couple days ago, and he's a former law enforcement. I think he's actually retiring. And one of the things that I said to him was like, look, tell me if I'm wrong. The actual bad actors in your area. If you're a police officer and you're patrolling the same area, they know exactly who the bad guys are.
I arrested them 20 times.
Yeah, exactly.
The reoffense rate for violent criminals is 2 out of 3.
Yeah, it's so the way to deal with violent crime is arrest those people and put them in jail. If you do that, you can actually get crime, even in poor places, because poverty does not drive crime, but crime does drive poverty. Mm-hmm. This is a point that Sean, what's his name? Actual Justice Warrior on YouTube. Shout out to Sean. What?
Sean Fitzgerald?
Yeah, Fitzgerald, that's it. He makes this point all the time. If you have an area that is high crime, that will drive businesses out, that will drive investment out, that will drive all of the good things about a society out of the area. But if you go in and you take care of the crime, there is money to be made in providing low-cost housing to people that don't have a lot of money. There is money to be made in putting in, bodegas or shops for people that don't have a lot of money to go somewhere and buy the things that they need. But if you have a high crime area, no one wants to invest because they're going to lose their money. They're going to lose their investment. Poverty does not drive crime, but crime does drive poverty. There are poor places all over the world that have lower crime rates than places like DC, and they're poor, but they're not criminal because they're not inherently criminal people. And it doesn't take very much to actually wrap up the criminals and throw them in jail.
Well, when you're dealing with a place like DC, someone's rights are going to get violated. It's either the criminals or it's the innocent people just trying to go for a walk and not get, knocked over the head. So it's like if someone's rights are going to get violated, it should be the criminals. Like, sorry, it's unreal that we have to deal with this in the United States.
In every city.
In every city where places like Baltimore and St. Louis and Memphis have crime rates equivalent, if not worse. I was actually looking at the stats. Our violent crime rate in Baltimore is worse than Johannesburg, South Africa. How is this?
What?
How is this tolerable? It's absolutely ridiculous.
In the people in New York City, New York City, nobody takes the subway, for example, especially after a certain time because they're worried about rising instances of people getting pushed on the tracks. So then they say, okay, I can't do the subway. They take the bus. Do they drive and pay this congestion fee thing? So they're stuck without a choice. And I say, you're accepting the fact that the criminals are running the system. Like, you can't take the subway because you're worried about crime. You can't walk these blocks because you're worried about the crime. And they just keep voting for it. And the criminals are the ones running the system. And now people say, hey, do I either pay the money because New York City passed a congestion tax. So if you come into the city, you now pay $9 a day. So these people pay either $9 a day or they could take the public transit. And to take the public transit, they got to run the risk of getting violently assaulted or anything like that, particularly at nighttime. And it's only going to get worse.
Who is that maniac that Daniel Penny...
Neely. His name is Jordan Neely.
Jordan Neely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan Neely
that
deserved
case
it.
Specifically showed me how hilarious it is that people ascribe this deep textured interior life to the criminal.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have one.
He was a Michael Jackson impersonator.
He only acts.
Yeah.
The criminal only acts. He does not think. He doesn't premeditate. He just does.
And the criminal would absolutely obliterate any of the white liberals defending him on television or the black liberals defending
He had
him.
mental health struggles, and I don't know, what is he thinking when he threatens to murder everyone on the train? I don't know. I didn't have a good relationship with my father. What do they ascribe to this man's interior life that they think this can be explained away with childhood trauma or something?
Yeah. What do they think he was missing in life? How he ended up like this? What he got rejected for a job or something? And
He's heartbroken.
Maybe he's a sensitive young man that could.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard this guy in New York City that was on the subway, and another guy was heckling this woman, and the guy stepped in to stop it, and the guy who was heckling the woman slashed this guy with a box cutter on his face, slashed his face up. Fast forward a month or two later, they go to court, and when he goes to court, the woman who he helped was actually siding with the criminal who slashed his face. That's New York for you, guys.
Yeah.
That's New York.
Yeah, it makes it, you have no incentive, and they want it like that. No incentive. You go, listen, these people are all fucked up. They're liberal. If somebody's getting harassed, I'm just going to mind my own business. It's not me, and I'll just let it happen. And that's you're taking away the culture, the New York culture, the humanism, the humanic nature of it. You have no type of community or semblance of, we're all in this together. And that is destroying what it is to be an American, right? You're not American at that point. You're just like a vessel in this Gotham City type of deal, trying to survive, trying not get hit by an Indian trucker,
right?
Trying to not get slashed on the subway. Every man for themselves. And there's no sense of community. Nobody speaks the same language. Nobody looks the same. Nobody acts the same. And
these ungrateful bitches are going to testify against you
not
if
real.
you try to be a hero. I was hoping you were going to say, fast forward 2 months later, they go on a date, hit it off.
That'd be kind of nice.
Nope,
Now
she
they
was
have
a
a baby.
liberal.
So, what mode of transport is safe in America? You can't take the train because of the schizophrenic crackheads. You can't drive because you'll get smacked into by an Indian, semi truck. You can't fly because you'll get hit by a Black Hawk.
You can't
pilot.
Uber because you can't afford it.
You can't Uber.
you can't ride the bus because not good smells.
You'll get kicked out of your seat too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So it's and the smell.
Yeah, it's very bad.
People just sleep on the bus.
You can't bike because bikes, that's just gay. You can't do that.
No.
So it's like, what are we supposed to do as Americans? Our rights are being violated in every
That's when you know
direction.
things are going wrong. There's a lot of bicycles. There's a lot of scooters coming back.
It's true.
Best-
People are willing to endure the heckling.
I mean, the sidewalk's one thing, but I'm like, this is your.
Oh, I saw someone rocking Heelys the other day. I mean, if that doesn't tell you how bad crime's getting, I don't know what will. I don't know what will.
We're almost at the end times.
We're swirling the drain. Yeah. Heelys, really? That's a recession indicator if I've ever seen one.
Your car is always the best option. Just,
My car specific?
No, not your car. Your own personal vehicle is always
You
the
don't
best
want to
option.
park it anywhere.
Pardon me?
You don't want to park it anywhere in the city, though.
Yeah,
I don't want to go to the
Cinder
city.
blocks.
Get put on cinder blocks.
But that's the thing. We cannot resign ourselves to the idea, like, just don't go to cities, don't live in cities, don't
Right.
engage with
Yeah.
cities. We cannot
Why do we
give
see
it up.
it? And by the way, the nicest areas in this country, like the nicest areas, the best objective real estate. I'm not talking about what they do to it, but the best real estate. There's none of our, like, nobody speaks English in those places.
Yeah.
It's none of our people. It's none of the people who live
people
there.
speak English in Calabasas.
Well, I'm talking about on the East Coast of New York, because I live on the waterfront between New
Greenwich,
York and New
Connecticut is
Jersey.
nice.
And well, in New York City, in the best areas in New York City, nobody in the parks, nobody in the places speak English. They're all Muslims, or they're all Indians, or they're all Koreans. And where I live specifically, it's the stretch of the water overlooking Manhattan, and I look at it and I walk around and nobody is
Oh,
talking
yeah.
or speaking the language.
Yeah, people are like,
But I understand in places like California that might not be.
well, it's like New York, and people are like, how could someone like Zoran get in? I'm like, you don't know? Have you ever been to New York City? Like walk around? I mean, like it's like a bazaar there. I mean, it's crazy.
Me and my wife go to Montauk every year, and every year, I'm telling you, it gets worse and worse. With like, when you go to a restaurant, you look around and like there's like Russian people speaking Russian, people speaking Japanese. Every year it gets less and less American, and it's like people can't afford it out here.
That's part of that's
We're becoming like the Tijuana of like
Every
we're all
mall-
going to be serving the visitor.
Yeah, every mall, literally every mall in Northern Virginia is like a model UN now. I mean, it's like a total disaster, and it's not even. I'm not even concerned about delinquency. It's like these people could all make more money than me. That's perfectly fine. It's that it's not American. I'm an American. I want my children to grow up in a country that looks like America, and that's devastating. That my inheritance is being robbed right before my very eyes.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.